Welcome, everyone, to the AI for Product Professionals Prompt Engineering Workshop. I'm thrilled to have you here today as we dive into one of the most powerful tools in the modern product manager's toolkit, prompt engineering. I'll be guiding you through this hands-on session designed specifically for product managers and engineers who want to harness the full potential of AI in their workflows. In this workshop, we're going to break down the anatomy of a great prompt, explore different prompting techniques like zero-shot, few-shot, and chain of thought, and get our hands dirty with real-world applications, from question answering and summarization to code and image generation. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your skills, this session will equip you with practical strategies to get the most out of AI tools like ChatGPT and beyond. So, get ready to think creatively, experiment boldly, and most importantly, learn how to speak AI's language fluently. Let's get started. Let's begin by understanding the core structure of a well-crafted prompt, what we call prompt anatomy. Just like a good product spec, a great prompt has three essential components: context, instructions, and output requirements. First, context is the background information that frames your request. Think of it as setting the stage for the AI. What does it need to know to understand the task? This could include the audience, the purpose, or any relevant details that shape the response. Next, we have instructions. These are the clear, actionable directions you give the AI. The more specific and direct you are, the better the results. Use verbs like summarize, compare, or generate to guide the AI's behavior. Finally, we define output requirements. This is where you specify the format, length, and style of the response. Do you want a bulleted list? A formal paragraph? A 100-word summary? This helps the AI deliver exactly what you need in the way you need it. By mastering these three elements, context, instructions, and output requirements, you'll be able to craft prompts that are not only effective, but also highly adaptable to different use cases. This is the foundation of prompt engineering, and everything we cover today will build on this structure. Now that we've covered the anatomy of a prompt, let's zoom in on the first and arguably most important component, context. If you take away one thing from this slide, let it be this: context matters. A lot. When your prompt lacks context, BAI is essentially guessing. And while it's good at making educated guesses, vague prompts often lead to unpredictable or irrelevant results. That's why specificity is your best friend. The more clearly you define the situation, the better the AI can align its response with your expectations. Start by being specific. Instead of saying summarize this, say summarize this for a senior executive who only has 30 seconds to read it. That one detail changes everything. Next, provide background. If you're asking the AI to write a product announcement, tell it what the product is, who the audience is, and what the key message should be. The more relevant information you include, the more tailored and accurate the output will be. And finally, set constraints. Define what's in scope and what's not. For example, you might say, focus only on features released in Q2, or exclude any technical jargon. These boundaries help the AI stay on track and deliver results that are not just correct, but useful. In short, context is the compass that guides the AI. Without it, you're sailing blind. With it, you're navigating with precision. Let's move on to the second pillar of prompt anatomy, clear instructions. This is where you tell the AI exactly what you want it to do and how. Think of it like writing a user story or a task ticket. The clearer the instruction, the better the output. Start by using action verbs. Words like summarize, analyze, compare, or list give the AI a clear directive. These verbs act as triggers that help the model understand the type of response you're expecting. Next, stick to one task per instruction. Avoid compound prompts like summarize this article and then write a tweet about it. That's two different tasks. Instead, break it into two separate prompts. This helps the AI stay focused and deliver higher quality results. Then, specify the depth of the response. Do you want a high-level overview or a deep dive? Should it be a quick bullet list or a detailed explanation? Let the AI know how far to go. And finally, define boundaries. Tell the AI what not to include. For example, exclude any references to pricing or avoid using technical jargon. These constraints help shape the response and keep it aligned with your goals. In short, clear instructions are like a well-written brief. They reduce ambiguity, increase precision, and save you time on revisions. The more intentional you are with your wording, the more powerful your prompts become. Now let's talk about the final piece of the prompt anatomy puzzle, output formatting. This is where you shape the final product. Just like you wouldn't hand off a wireframe without specifying layout or style, you shouldn't submit a prompt without telling the AI how you want the response to look and feel. Start by choosing the structure type. Do you want the output in paragraphs, bullet points, tables, or even code blocks? Each format serves a different purpose. For example, bullet points are great for clarity and quick scanning, while paragraphs are better for narrative or persuasive content. Next, define your style guidelines. This includes the tone. Should it be formal, casual, technical, or conversational? Also, consider the terminology level. Are you writing for a general audience or domain experts? The AI can adjust its vocabulary accordingly if you tell it who the audience is. And don't forget about length constraints. If you need a 100-word summary or a 3-paragraph explanation, say so. This helps the AI manage detail and brevity, giving you exactly what you need without extra fluff. In short, formatting isn't just about aesthetics, it's about usability. A well-formatted output is easier to read, easier to share, and more aligned with your goals. So take the time to guide the AI not just in what to say, but how to say it. Let's now explore one of the most straightforward and widely used prompting techniques, zero-shot prompting. This method is all about giving the AI a direct instruction without any examples and relying on its pre-trained knowledge to generate a response. Think of zero-shot prompting like asking a new team member to complete a task based solely on your instructions without showing them how it's been done before. It's fast, efficient, and surprisingly effective, especially when your prompt is well-structured. Here's how it works. First, you write the prompt. For example, explain quantum computing in simple terms. That's a clear, direct instruction. Then, you submit the prompt to the AI. No examples, no context beyond what's in the prompt itself. After that, you evaluate the response. Does it meet your needs? Is it accurate, clear, and on target? If not, you refine the prompt, maybe by adding more detail or adjusting the tone, and try again. Zero-shot prompting is ideal when you need quick results and the task is relatively straightforward. It's also a great starting point for experimentation. If the output isn't quite right, you can always evolve the prompt into a few-shot or chain-of-thought format. In short, zero-shot prompting is your go-to for speed and simplicity. It's the fastest way to get started and a powerful tool when used with precision. Now, let's take it a step further with few-shot prompting, a technique that gives the AI a few examples to learn from before it generates a response. This is especially useful when you want more control over the style, tone, or structure of the output. Think of few-shot prompting like onboarding a new team member by showing them a few examples of completed work. Instead of just telling them what to do, you demonstrate it. The AI picks up on the patterns and mimics them in its response. Here's how it works. You start by providing examples. These are input-output pairs that show the AI what kind of response you're looking for. For instance, if you're building a sentiment classifier, you might include input, the movie was fantastic, output, positive sentiment, input, terrible service and food, output, negative sentiment, then you give the AI a new input like, the experience was okay, and ask it to complete the pattern. This technique taps into the AI's pattern recognition abilities, allowing it to generalize from the examples you've provided. Few-shot prompting gives you higher precision and more stylistic control than zero-shot. It's perfect for tasks where nuance matters like tone analysis, classification, or formatting consistency. In short, when you want the AI to follow a specific model or style, few-shot prompting is your go-to. It's like giving the AI a cheat sheet, and it works remarkably well. Now, let's take it a step further with few-shot prompting, a technique that gives the AI a few examples to learn from before it generates a response. This is especially useful when you want more control over the style, tone, or structure of the output. Think of few-shot prompting like onboarding a new team member by showing them a few examples of completed work. Instead of just telling them what to do, you demonstrate it. The AI picks up on the patterns and mimics them in its response. Here's how it works. You start by providing examples. These are input-output pairs that show the AI what kind of response you're looking for. For instance, if you're building a sentiment classifier, you might include input, the movie was fantastic, output, positive sentiment, input, terrible service and food, output, negative sentiment. Then, you give the AI a new input, like the experience was okay, and ask it to complete the pattern. This technique taps into the AI's pattern recognition abilities, allowing it to generalize from the examples you've provided. Few-shot prompting gives you higher precision and more stylistic control than zero-shot. It's perfect for tasks where nuance matters like tone analysis, classification, or formatting consistency. In short, when you want the AI to follow a specific model or style, few-shot prompting is your go-to. It's like giving the AI a cheat sheet, and it works remarkably well. Let's take a closer look at how few-shot prompting works in practice with a concrete example. This will help you see the power of demonstration in guiding AI behavior. Imagine you're building a sentiment analysis tool. You want the AI to classify whether a statement expresses a positive, negative, or neutral sentiment. Instead of just telling the AI to analyze sentiment, you give it a few examples to follow. This is where few-shot prompting shines. Here's how the prompt might look. Input, the movie was fantastic, output, positive sentiment, input, terrible service and food, output, negative sentiment, input, the experience was okay, output. Now, the AI sees the pattern. It understands that it's supposed to evaluate the tone of the input and label it accordingly. When it gets to the third example, the experience was okay, it can infer that this is likely neutral sentiment, based on the structure and tone of the previous examples. This technique is incredibly useful when you want the AI to mimic a specific format or logic. It's also a great way to reduce ambiguity and improve consistency, especially for classification tasks, structured outputs, or stylistic mimicry. Few-shot prompting gives you more control, better precision, and a clearer path to the output you want. It's like giving the AI a mini training session right inside the prompt. Now, let's explore a more advanced and incredibly powerful technique, chain-of-thought prompting. This method is all about asking the AI to show its reasoning, step by step, so you can follow the logic behind its answer. Think of it like pair programming or walking through a problem with a colleague. Instead of just giving you the final answer, the AI explains how it got there. This is especially useful for complex tasks like math problems, logical reasoning, or multi-step decision-making. Here's how it works. You start with a problem statement, such as calculate 13 times 27. But instead of just asking for the answer, you prompt the AI to show its work. The AI might respond with something like, 13 times 20 is 260, and 13 times 7 is 91. Add those together and you get 351. That's the reasoning process. Then it gives you the final answer, 351. This approach has several benefits. First, it makes the AI's thinking transparent, so you can verify the logic and catch any errors. Second, it helps the AI stay focused and accurate, especially on tasks that require multiple steps. And third, it gives you more control over how the AI arrives at its conclusions. In short, chain-of-thought prompting is like turning on the AI's internal monologue. It's a game changer for tasks that demand clarity, logic, and precision. Let's now bring chain-of-thought prompting to life with a practical example. This technique is all about encouraging the AI to reason step by step, and it's especially useful for solving complex problems or verifying logical accuracy. Here's the example. We asked the AI to calculate 13 times 27. Now, instead of just giving us the answer, we prompt it to explain its reasoning. The AI might respond like this. First, it breaks the problem down. 13 times 20 is equal to 260. 13 times 7 is equal to 91. Then it combines the results. 260 plus 91 is equal to 351, and finally, it gives the final answer, 351. This step-by-step breakdown is what makes chain of thought prompting so powerful. It not only helps the AI stay on track, but it also gives you a transparent view of how the answer was derived. That means you can verify the logic, spot errors, and build trust in the output. This method is ideal for tasks like math, logic puzzles, decision trees, or any scenario where the process is just as important as the result. It's also a great way to debug or refine prompts because you can see exactly where the AI's reasoning might go off course. In short, chain of thought prompting turns the AI from a black box into a thinking partner. It's a fantastic tool for anyone who values clarity, logic, and accuracy. Now we're moving into the hands-on portion of the workshop, starting with question answering, one of the most common and practical uses of AI in product work. Whether you're building a chatbot, automating support, or just trying to extract insights from documentation, crafting the right question prompt is key. To get high-quality answers, you need to start by crafting a specific question. Avoid vague or overly broad queries. Instead of asking, "What is AI?" try something like, "What are the key differences between supervised and unsupervised learning in AI, explained for a non-technical audience?" That level of specificity helps the AI focus its response. Next, add context. If the question is about a product, include relevant background, like the product's purpose, user base, or recent updates. This helps the AI tailor its answer to your unique situation. Then, specify the detail level. Do you want a high-level summary or a deep technical dive? Should the answer be suitable for a stakeholder presentation or a developer handoff? Let the AI know how deep to go. By combining a well-formed question with rich context and clear expectations, you'll get answers that are not only accurate but also actionable. This is where prompt engineering really starts to show its value, turning generic AI responses into insights that drive product decisions. Next up in our hands-on series is text generation, a powerful use case where AI can help you create content quickly and effectively. Whether you're drafting emails, writing blog posts, generating product descriptions, or even scripting chatbot responses, prompt engineering gives you the control to shape the output exactly how you need it. The first step is to define the content type. Be specific. Are you asking for a blog post, a professional email, a social media caption, or a product announcement? Each format has its own tone, structure, and expectations, and the AI will perform better when it knows what it's aiming for. Next, set the tone and style. Should the text be professional, casual, technical, persuasive, or playful? For example, a product update email to enterprise clients will sound very different from a tweet announcing a new feature to consumers. The more clearly you define the tone, the more aligned the output will be with your brand voice. Then, specify the length. Do you want a short paragraph, a 300-word article, or a concise 50-word summary? Giving the AI a word count or paragraph limit helps it manage detail and pacing, so you get content that fits your needs without unnecessary fluff. By combining these three elements, content type, tone/style, and length, you can generate high-quality, on-brand content in a fraction of the time it would take to write from scratch. And with a few tweaks, you can iterate quickly to get exactly what you want. Let's now explore how prompt engineering can enhance translation tasks, a critical use case for global products, multilingual support, and cross-border communication. AI can translate text quickly, but to get high-quality, context-aware translations, your prompt needs to do more than just say, "Translate this." Start by specifying the languages. Clearly state both the source and target languages. For example, translate the following English product description into French. This removes ambiguity and ensures the AI knows exactly what you're asking. Next, consider context sensitivity. Language isn't just about words. It's about meaning, tone, and cultural nuance. If the text is for a marketing campaign, a legal document, or a technical manual, say so. This helps the AI choose the right vocabulary and phrasing for the situation. Also, be mindful of technical terminology. If your content includes domain-specific language, like medical, legal, or software terms, let the AI know. You can even provide a glossary or examples to help it maintain accuracy and consistency. By guiding the AI with clear language pairs, contextual cues, and terminology expectations, you'll get translations that are not only linguistically correct, but also culturally and professionally appropriate. This is especially important when your brand reputation or user trust is on the line. In short, translation isn't just about converting words, it's about conveying meaning. And with the right prompt, AI can do that with impressive fluency. Now, let's dive into summarization, one of the most valuable applications of AI for product professionals. Whether you're condensing meeting notes, research papers, user feedback, or lengthy documentation, a well-crafted prompt can help the AI deliver clear, concise, and useful summaries. There are 3 key elements to focus on when prompting for summarization: key points, length control, and audience focus. First, identify the key points. You want the AI to extract the most important information, not just shorten the text. You can guide it by saying, summarize the main arguments or highlight the top 3 takeaways. This helps the AI prioritize what matters most. Next, manage length control. Summaries can range from a single sentence to a few paragraphs, depending on your needs. Be specific, say, give me a 100-word summary or summarize this in 3 bullet points. This helps balance detail and brevity, which is especially important when communicating with executives or stakeholders. Finally, tailor the summary to your audience. A summary for a technical team will look very different from one for a customer or investor. Let the AI know who the summary is for, and it will adjust the complexity, tone, and terminology accordingly. With these 3 levers, key points, length, and audience, you can turn dense content into clear, actionable insights. And with AI doing the heavy lifting, you'll save time while staying focused on what really matters. Now, let's explore one of the most exciting and rapidly growing applications of AI, code generation. Whether you're a product manager working closely with developers or an engineer looking to speed up your workflow, prompt engineering can help you generate, debug, and optimize code with remarkable efficiency. There are 3 main use cases to focus on: function creation, debugging, and optimization. First, for function creation, be clear about what you want the code to do. Specify the inputs, outputs, and the programming language. For example, you might say, write a Python function that takes a list of numbers and returns the average. The more specific you are, the more accurate and usable the code will be. Next, use AI for debugging. If you have a piece of code that's not working, paste it into the prompt and ask the AI to identify the issue. You can say, here's a JavaScript function that's throwing an error. Can you help me fix it? The AI will analyze the logic and suggest corrections. Finally, there's optimization. Ask the AI to improve your code's performance, readability, or structure. For example, optimize this SQL query for faster execution, or refactor this Python script to follow best practices. With the right prompts, AI becomes a powerful coding assistant, helping you move faster, reduce errors, and focus on higher-level problem solving. It's like having a second pair of eyes on your code, available 24/7. Now, let's explore one of the most visually creative applications of AI, image generation. This is where text meets imagination, and with the right prompt, you can turn a simple description into a stunning visual, perfect for product concepts, marketing assets, or creative brainstorming. There are 4 key use cases to consider: landscape generation, conceptual artwork, professional imagery, and abstract design. First, landscape generation. You can prompt the AI to create natural scenes with detailed lighting, weather effects, and mood. For example, generate a misty mountain landscape at sunrise with warm lighting and pine trees. This is great for storytelling, mood boards, or immersive product environments. Next, conceptual artwork. This is where AI really shines in creativity. You can generate futuristic cities, fantasy worlds, or surreal compositions. Try something like create a cyberpunk cityscape at night with neon lights and flying cars. It's perfect for ideation and visual exploration. Then there's professional imagery. Need a realistic portrait for a mock-up or a business setting for a presentation? You can prompt the AI with something like generate a professional headshot of a confident female executive in a modern office. This is ideal for prototyping or marketing visuals. And finally, abstract design. Use AI to create unique patterns, textures, or compositions for branding, UI backgrounds, or creative assets. For example, generate an abstract geometric pattern in cool tones with a tech-inspired aesthetic. With the right prompt, AI becomes your visual design partner, fast, flexible, and endlessly creative. As we near the end of our workshop, it's time to talk about something critical, evaluating prompt success. Crafting a prompt is only half the job. The other half is knowing how to assess whether the output actually meets your needs. There are 4 key criteria to keep in mind: accuracy, relevance, format compliance, and user experience. First, accuracy. Is the information factually correct? This is especially important for technical, legal, or data-driven content. Even the best structured prompt won't help if the AI generates incorrect or misleading information, so always verify the facts. Next, check for relevance. Does the response actually answer the question or fulfill the task? Sometimes the AI might go off topic or miss the point entirely. If that happens, revisit your prompt and see if you need to clarify the context or instructions. Then, look at format compliance. Did the AI follow your formatting instructions? If you asked for bullet points, did it give you a paragraph? If you requested a 100-word summary, did it stay within that limit? Format matters, especially when you're integrating AI output into workflows or presentations. Finally, consider the user experience. Is the output useful, readable, and aligned with your goals? Would a stakeholder or customer find it helpful? This is where your judgment as a product professional really comes into play. By evaluating your prompts through these 4 lenses, you'll not only improve the quality of your outputs, you'll also sharpen your skills as a prompt engineer. We've covered a lot of ground today, and now it's time to wrap up with the key takeaways from this workshop. These are the principles and techniques that will empower you to use AI more effectively in your day-to-day work as a product professional. First, remember to master iterative refinement. Prompt engineering is not a one-and-done process. It's about experimenting, evaluating, and improving. Don't be afraid to tweak your prompts, test variations, and learn from the results. Each iteration brings you closer to the output you need. Second, build your technique toolkit. You now have a range of prompting strategies at your disposal: zero-shot, few-shot, chain of thought, and more. Use the right tool for the task. Need speed? Go zero-shot. Need precision? Try few-shot. Need logic? Use chain of thought. The more techniques you master, the more versatile and powerful your AI interactions will become. And finally, understand the core principles: context, instruction, and output requirements. These are the building blocks of every effective prompt. When you get these right, everything else falls into place. Prompt engineering isn't just a technical skill, it's a creative one. It's about learning how to communicate with AI in a way that's clear, strategic, and goal-oriented. And as AI continues to evolve, your ability to guide it will be a key differentiator in your role. Thank you for being part of this workshop. Keep experimenting, keep refining, and most importantly, keep prompting with purpose.